Hey guys, Ziblard here, back again with another review, and today we'll be taking a look at the G.I. Joe Classified Series, Cobra Infantry. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alrighty guys, as I said before, today we're taking a look at the Cobra Infantry. Yes, the infamous Cobra Trooper received a re-release, and rightfully so, because I never got one of those, because, well, first of all, there was a local guy who actually got them all, who's not a scalper, but didn't really leave any for the rest of us, so kind of a love-hate there, but at the same time, I did get this one, and I think I was one of the first people to get this one in this area, so that's kind of cool, I guess. I don't know. I would have liked to done a video on the other one, just because the G.I. Joe stuff does half-ass decent for the channel, I think, right? Firefly got a decent amount of views, Cobra Viper got a ridiculous amount of views, and then the Storm Shadow exclusive got some views, and so did Snake Eyes, so it's about 50-50, depending on when I get around to it. But typically when I get new Joe stuff, I tend to make that a bit of a priority over anything else, unless it's something like this guy's wavemate, Zartan, who I'll actually be taking a look at in a couple of days, who's been out for a while now. A lot of people got him through Big Bad Toy Store, so I wasn't really obligated to get him done as quick, just because, well, first of all, my buddy T-Biz, shout out to T-Biz, he looked at him quite a while ago. A month or two, maybe? I forget. But we're not talking about all that crap. We're talking about this figure. And I will say, I don't know if this is a universal issue or not, but mine's butterfly joint on this side was stuck so bad that the old man, my dad, aka Mr. Brian, not only cut himself with an X-Acto knife trying to check for mold flash, but he might have cut the little knife thing. Now, I can't tell where it's cut. I thought I saw it the other night, but I don't see it, so if it's cut, boo-hoo, I guess. It's really not. I pulled this thing over this shoulder to get this joint to crack, so if it was going to tear, it would have done it then. I think it's fine. Knock on wood. But it works now. It's freed up. I don't know how the Sam Hell, the heat duct, makes that much of a difference over the freaking hair dryer, but I guess the heat duct's just hot. But taking a look at this guy, he is quite fantastic, with the exception of the stinky poo-poo QC problem I had with it. And I actually did call Hasbro about it because it was stuck for quite a while. But they're going to send me a replacement. Not sure what it's going to be. It could be the variant Scarlet or Roadblock, which I also wouldn't mind. A carded Zartan, a second Zartan. Like, anything from this case is pretty much a win. Because this guy pretty much works. And I would probably put Zartan on the wall with my carded stuff. Or, Scarlet and Roadblock. I would open them up, check them out. Maybe do a review of those as well. But this guy's pretty much the Cobra Trooper from the Cobra Island stuff, except he's got dark blue legs and arms. I think the rest is pretty much the same. Maybe there's a little bit less paint here and there, but it's kind of like the Cobra Viper. The Viper from the Cobra Island stuff has a little bit less paint than I think the mainline release, and it's kind of reversed for this guy and the Cobra Island version of this guy. So I kind of like the more muted versions of these characters, more so than the vibrant ones, which is why I wouldn't mind checking out the variants. But, yeah, articulation on this guy, it's the standard G.I. Joe stuff. You can look up pretty far, actually. Freaking ridiculous. You can look down pretty good. You can look side to side, a little bit of tilt because of the neck. You can snap his neck and kill him if you want, because he's a freaking evil piece of shit. His shoulders have that butterfly joint that allows his arm to swing forward and back really far. And again, on this side it was stuck, but it seems to work. If that ain't working, I don't know what is. It's just kind of loose, but I'd rather it work than it didn't. His shoulder goes in and out, forward and back. I will say the shoulders on this guy are particularly loose. Don't really care for that, but it is a recycled mold, so that's to be expected. Kind of feels like he's got some Snake Eyes parts, too. These feel like Snake Eyes. The shoulders feel like Snake Eyes. I could be talking out my ass, but kind of feels like there's some reuse here. But he's got a bicep swivel. He's got a double-jointed elbow, so he can punch himself in his evil face. Wrist, he's got the hinge in and out on this side. And then he's got a up and down hinge on this side, which is kind of stuck, but it's probably just restricted. He's got an ab crunch, which actually works pretty well if you can get to it. You can crunch forward a little bit there. Or you can just have him straight, which is probably what I'm going to do. And you could shift this harness thingy around. I don't know if it was glued in place at one point or not, because this thing's been heated up umpteen amount of times. But you can do that if you want. He's got a waist swivel, which also is ball jointed, so there you go. He's got the drop down hips, which I'm going to say this too. The butterfly joints and the drop down hips don't do anything for me. I don't know about you guys, but these never really did anything for me. I don't think you get that much range. He's got a soft kind of crotch piece anyways, so I would think you'd be able to kick his leg up. I know some people like to cut up their toys and add more articulation points, but what's not needed, it ain't needed. I'm looking at you, Wonder Woman, from 2 weeks ago. So, yeah, there's that. He can kick out, he can kick back down, he can kick forward and back. No real tightness issues here either. His legs pretty much moved right out the package. He's got a thigh cut, he's got a double joint at the knee. He can almost kick his own evil ass, but not quite. He's got a boot swivel, and then he's got a hinge in the foot with a rocker and peg holes on the bottom of the feet. So yeah, that's the Cobra Infantry / Trooper, whatever you want to call it. I'm surprised they didn't just call him a Cobra Trooper, but maybe there's a difference. I really don't think there is, but whatever. So standing him back up here. Yeah, I like this figure though. It's a nice little army builder if you're into that sort of thing. I don't have the space, time, budget, etc. to do that. But with that being said, time to move on to the accessories. Moving on to the accessories, and unfortunately the Cobra Infantry doesn't come with as much as the initial Target exclusive version. I do wish he had that other rifle. That's probably about my main gripe with this figure. But he does come with a decent enough spread, I think. So we got our guy here. He's got a spot for everything. That's the reason I want the other rifle. He's got 2 peg holes on the back, and that's nobody wants an empty peg hole. It needs to be something for every hole. That sounded wrong. But he comes with this rifle here. It's very hard to see. Unfortunately, there we go. But be careful with this piece on the end here. It's very thin. That little thin bar there. That is a soft piece. You do not want to snap that. Comes with a kniff. Which again, I gotta be careful with mine. Yours may vary. But I plop it in like that. And I will say, the knife's kind of stupid. It seems a little big. Because that thing is right on his nose. If you don't adjust this thing, this harness here, his head's literally gonna run into that. So that's not practical, but whatever. This is G.I. Joe, not actual military. Comes in 2 of the same pistol, which there is a spot for each of those on his gear here. There's one. And there's a spot right on his arse. Which I forget, did the other one have a thigh holster and different web gear altogether? Am I crazy? Because I thought the old one had a holster on the hip or something. Again, I could be wrong. And then he's got the rifle, of course, which personally, so it looks normal, I pegged in on this peg hole right here. That's what she said. And rotate it a little bit. That way it hangs off his back a little bit more naturally. Sorry, I'm making a bunch of scuff noises. There you go. I mean, it's sitting naturally on his back. So, I don't know. You could do it the other way if you want. But I don't. So deal with it. And then he's got a helmet, which you can just plop right on his head. And might I add, this thing is literally a spike away from being totally inappropriate to sell to children. Just saying. So with that being said, let's take a look at some size comparisons. Taking a look at some size comparisons, here's the Cobra Infantry next to a couple other members of Cobra. We got Firefly and the infamous Cobra Viper. Up next, here he is next to the Wave 1 Duke, not the upcoming variant Duke, as well as his case/wave mate, Zartan. Review of that coming in the next couple of days. And last but certainly not least, got our two regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulus, who, yes, actually fixed the arm. Yay! And the Mortal Kombat 11 Spawn. So with that being said, time to wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and while I did have a stinky poo-poo problem that led to another stinky poo-poo problem, I would still highly recommend you pick this guy up because it gives you a chance to, A, get a figure that was relatively hard to get last year. I don't know anyone personally who has one that didn't buy it off the secondary market. That would be the Cobra Island Cobra Trooper. But also, I think it adds to the Cobra Army ranks because he's got a little bit of a different color palette. I think a superior color palette to the Target exclusive version, which was a pain in the ass to find for anyone who has it anyways. I think this has the better color palette. I do wish he came with the other rifle. It's about my only main gripe with this figure that's not quality control related. I wish he had the other rifle. I don't really miss the goggles or the little armband. I think that made sense to keep with the Cobra Island version of this figure. But I will say also, going back to the color palette, I do, again, prefer the kind of dark blue for the majority of the figure and then the black on the kind of harness web gear parts, the boots, the gloves, and then a little bit around the mask and the helmet. I think that is a little bit better of a choice than the very vibrant, bright blue that was on the Target exclusive version of this guy. But I digress. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you know whenever I upload more reviews like this one. Stay tuned because tomorrow I'm going to make up for not blowing up in this review, I assure you. And as always, hit me up on Instagram at Overlord Productions. Same spelling as the channel, just with a little period in between Overlord and Productions. Same profile picture as the channel as well. I do live unboxings over there. I just did one of the red variant of Mandarin Spawn, which we'll be taking a look at the end of the week. I'm going to be uploading a video every day this week, sometimes two. So, yeah, you're getting spoiled. If you ain't sick of me yet, you will be, I assure you. But as always, don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know if you got this guy yet. Apparently, he's kind of just starting to hit. I don't know anyone who's got the pre-orders on this guy. Lucked out, got him at Target, as I said before. But let me know if you got him in the comments below. And as always, keep the comments civil, because the world sucks enough as it is. Especially when hard to find figures have freaking QC problems. Ugh!